Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a mystical fairy inspired Halloween tutorial. As you can see, the colours are so gorgeous, they'd suit absolutely everyone, and they're some of my favourites as well. Keep on watching to see how I created this gorgeous look. To start off with, we're going to be using MAC's Paint Pot in Painterly. So we're just applying that with the fingers all over the eyelid. This will create a great base for those bright colours that we're going to pop on top, and it'll make them last all night long or all day depending on what you're doing for Halloween. You don't even have to use this for Halloween, it could be for anything. And I'm having a wee sing along. Using this rosy colour for the beginning of the eyes from the Crown Brushes palette, we're just going to be applying that towards the tear duct and slightly on the moving eyelid, not too much though. As you can see, I'm just applying it mainly towards the inner corner and lightly buffing that excess out towards the moving eyelid, and just the same on the other side. This colour is so gorgeous. It's definitely a colour that you could use for everyday wear as well. Now we're going to be taking this slightly brighter red coral shade and just applying that where we finished with the first colour. So we're going to create a look where we apply that colour on the inner corners and then also on the outer edges as well, so on the outer V. So packing that on quite heavily, we really want it to be an intense colouring. So we're applying quite a bit on. Now we're going to do the same for that outer edge as I was talking about, so the outer V. And don't worry about the big gap in the middle, we will be filling that in with a lighter shade of colouring. So if you apply this quite messily on the eyelids, it doesn't matter either, just because you will be using a blending brush to blend out those edges, so just don't worry about it yet. This is quite a pretty Halloween tutorial just because I'm not a massive fan of really scary looks. They look amazing on other people but not on me. So now we're going to be taking this more bronze tone. Just using a flat brush again, we're going to be applying that all through the centre where we've left it bare. So basically where you can see my skin, we're going to cover that up with this bronze tone. So just patting that all on, and like I said before, we want it to be quite an intense colouring, so we're applying quite a lot packed on to that one area. And we're just going to do the same on the other side. Pack that on. Next, you'll need to grab a blending brush. So grab any sort of fluffy brush, and we're just going to buff that backwards and forwards, so windshield wiper motions through the crease. So any of those edges from the brighter colours mixing with the bronze colour, we want it to be really soft and not harsh at all. So just backwards and forwards. You can blend as much as you want, there's nothing wrong with blending, so just blend, 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 and make sure it's all nice and soft. The next product we're going to use is MUA, so Makeup Academy Intense Liner in Snow White. So this is a really nice, bright, creamy white eyeliner, and we're just going to apply that in the lower waterline and also on the lower lash line as well. So you can be as sloppy or messy as you want with this, because we're going to use a brush to make it really soft around the edges, but you just want to apply it really intensely. As you can see on my eyes, it looks a little bit creepy now, but with that little brush that I've just grabbed, we're going to buff that backwards and forwards, softening out the edges, but it will give you a really intense impact and make your eyes look really awake and wide. Yay, now we have big bright eyes. So next is the lashes. We're going to be taking Maybelline New York's the Colossal Volume Express Mascara. This is one of my favourite mascaras and it's so cheap as well. We're just going to coat those top lashes, so leaving the bottom lashes bare so it gives you that really intense brightness, but coating the top. Now taking that bronze shade that we used on the eyelids, I'm going to be using that as a bronzer today. Instead of using a usual bronzer, I really wanted the colours to match up, so we're going to use that bronze eyeshadow instead. So just really buffing that out on the cheeks. You don't want anything harsh for this look, and lightly bringing it up against the hairline as well, so it really ties the whole look together and you don't look like you have one big strip. Now we're going to take that rosy shade that we used at the beginning for the inner corners of the eyes, and we're going to use that as a blush. So these eyeshadows are so useful for so many different things. As you'll see in a second, it's such a pretty colour on the cheeks, and it's really in trend for fall. So all the places that have fall at the moment, instead of us being in spring in Australia, it's really nice. So just buffing that lightly out on the cheeks so you get a nice flush of colour that'll tie the whole look together perfectly. Now I'm going to take MAC Cosmetics Highlight in Soft and Gentle. This is one of my absolute favourite highlights in the world. So pretty and natural, and fairies are very highlighted in my opinion, so we're going to apply that on the top of the cheekbones, above the brows, and through the T-zone. So we're going to apply that on the nose and the forehead, but I did leave the chin bare just because I already look shiny there. So we're going to be taking MUA's Pro Brow Kit, and we're going to be using the lightest shade out of this palette. So we want the brows to look quite natural but still defined. Using this lighter colour, that's going to fill the brows in a little bit more and make them look more put together, but they still won't look like you've gone and got a crayon and just drawn big dark eyebrows on. That is the last thing that we want. So we're just buffing that lightly through with an angled brush. The same on the other side, and what I like to do is spoolie them in place as well. We don't want crispy brows from gel to set them, so we're just spooling them instead. Now we're going to take this lipstick called Cherry Picking by Wet n Wild. This is such a beautiful colour. It's like a really intense deep pink, but it's mixed with a little bit of red as well, so it just makes the perfect combination of colour. And as you can see on the lips, it is definitely something that you could wear all the time if you like bright bold colours. Now we're just applying that on the top lip as well. Make sure we're all matched up nicely, and you can see that the colour really goes well with the eye colours that we've used today. And voila, now you have the finished look. As you can see, it's so pretty. The colours are gorgeous. You can't go wrong with them. But what I've done as well is I've just taken that bronze colour and we're patting that lightly in the centre of the lips. So you can do two different types of lips if you're wanting. The bronze in the centre for a little bit more of an ombre lip so it ties the look together, or you can just leave it with that intense bright pinky red. And as you can see, the bronze doesn't look really stand out anyway. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!